Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of BlackbirdsBrew. Happy Friday and welcome to the Pagan Housewife. Let's talk about going back to school. When I was growing up, I remember the glee that my mother had once summer stretched into August and her barely contained joy as the date of school starting again started to approach. Apparently, my little brother and I were wearing out our welcome around the house, and our parents were glad to get us out from underfoot. And even though I found school rather boring and unchallenging, there was something about getting those fresh school supplies, new clothes, and wondering what the coming school year would bring. And even children, if they are hard to engage when it comes time to teach them anything, which admittedly sometimes they are, I do believe that there is an innate desire within children to learn and experience new things and explore the world. Education is very important, and children need to be taught about the world and to learn skills so they can ultimately function as capable and productive adults. This is why the state of public schools, which so many parents have relied upon for so long, is of such profound concern. During the COVID lockdowns, when school by Zoom became more of a thing, there became a large number of parents who were suddenly aware of the profoundly troubling and outrageous things that were going on in the classroom, not the least of which involves various aspects of a radically leftist political ideology. A great fuss has been made in some corners of the media, and rightly so, but the issue has been completely misrepresented as being Christians versus the Church of Woke. That's not to say that Christians don't have just cause to want to straighten out the schools. They certainly do. But what's going on with all of these, what has become essentially state-funded indoctrination camps, this affects people of all faiths and those who have no faith at all but still just want to live as Americans. Kind of funny how that works. It's an assault on all of our shared values. And I think that's important to emphasize. And also, as pagans, we need to understand that what's going on in those classrooms also violates core pagan values, as well as objectively observable reality. The institution as a whole has thoroughly discredited itself. Many teachers are, they are very open about how they are more activists than educators, and school boards, well, their conduct towards the parents has been absolutely disgraceful, and that doesn't even begin to cover it. So more and more parents are exploring other options, from outright homeschooling to pod schools, various communities coming together to hire private tutors, or parents collaborating, saying, I can teach this subject and you can teach that subject. And they, all between them all, the kids manage to learn what they need to learn. And I'm very glad to see all of this developing. Traditionally, education was always the purview of parents. And I think it's a net good for families today and for society as a whole for parents to be much more involved in that process. Pagan parents can also take advantage of this opportunity. More and more often, I'm hearing people say that it's actually easier to do homeschooling in some form than what you think, and it's not as expensive as what you might fear. This also gives pagan parents more control over what their children are learning and how it's being taught. It's important for children to absorb their cultural history and to learn at an earlier age about spiritual concepts, as well as being well-rounded in math, science, literature, art, music, all of the things. In addition to that, homeschooling affords greater opportunity to teach children practical skills, which, let's face it, the school pretty much sucks at. So the domestic arts, homesteading, just basic gardening, trades and crafts. And another thing I keep hearing is how much more efficient homeschooling can be, and it can be much more tailored to the needs of the children. So I hope the pagan parents out there will consider this possibility, because what's going on with the schools and all the things that are concerning, that is not specific to one religion being attacked. It is an attack on all religions. It is an attack on Americanism. And by seizing control of your children's educational future, that's one way you can contribute towards building a world that isn't going to be lost to the Church of Woke and all of their absolute insanity. So let me know what you think of this, especially if you have any experience in homeschooling your kids. What have been your successes? What have been your challenges? Let us know in the comments section, or come see us on Gilded That's where we have our community server, BlackbirdsBrew. I'm sure everyone would be very happy to hear from you there. We are a friendly bunch, and we have a lot of parents in there who are also kind of navigating this weird educational space with you right now. So you would find plenty of good company. But that will do it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.